how about you tell the people a little bit about yourself, who you are and where you're from?
Okay, so my stage name and my rap name pretty much is Lyrical Slave. That's what everybody call me. I go by Slave for short, but my real name is Shatik Spivey. I pretty much use my real name, the same way as my stage name. So, what I mean? Everybody know the same thing. So,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
so pretty much I'm an artist. I'm a professional recording artist. I used to be signed to Sony back in 2013. So now I own my own record label, my own clothing line, my own magazine company, and I'm independent.
Right.
So that's pretty much how I've been going on, doing business and everything else. Just, what I mean? The independent route is the best route, bro.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. Entrepreneurship is where it's at.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have to ask, man, where does lyrical slave come from? Because as that is I'm just gonna not lie, bro. It's a little odd, you know what I'm saying? I was like lyrical slave, like so I'm curious, bro, where did it come from?
All right, so pretty much like I tied, music into like our ancestries and the whole slave thing. So pretty much I
Mhm.
how I thought about it, when I was making my music or coming up with a name was pretty
Right.
much like I'm willing to do whatever to I'm willing to do whatever to put myself out there to make it or to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So basically the
Right.
lyrical slave was like I'm gonna put myself in that same mindset as far as, you know, busting my ass. You feel me? So
Yeah.
basically when people think about slaves back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like they was busting their ass, you know what I'm saying? They was, working, trying to, you know what I'm saying, make sure they could make a life, you know what I'm saying, outside of that mindset. I compared it to music, like, the label pretty much like that's the new slavery. So I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
always be a slave to the music, but I changed the mind, like I pretty much changed the direction of it, you know what I'm saying, when it's like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be my own boss. So it's basically like I'm willing to bust my ass and put in the same work just like a slave, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be
Right.
slave to the industry, you get what I'm saying? So lyrical slave is like a constant reminder, you know what I'm saying, as far as my art, as far as my name, as far as my music, as far as my brand, where it's basically the same mindset, the same, you know, demeanor, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna start
Definitely.
from the bottom, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to push through. I'm going to make it regardless. Same way
Yeah,
the
man.
slaves did.
Hey, you gotta make it through day by day. Gotta be on that grind, gotta hustle.
For sure,
I
for
totally
sure.
get it. So how about you tell me about a little bit about your upbringing? How was your childhood?
Man, to be honest, my childhood was all right, but things changed when I turned 18. Had got a lump sum of money, pretty much. Let's just say at the age of 18, pretty much everybody knew that I was rich. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Right.
now I'm dealing with all the people that I grew up, and they not used to having something. Then to see me one day to pop up with all these things is like
Yeah.
it kind of brought like good attention and negative attention. So
Definitely.
like I was like one of those kids that was blessed, you know what I'm saying, and fortunate to have a certain amount of money. And it's like in my community where I grew up, it's like I'm living in the hood. So it's like I'm the only thing they seeing around, you know what I'm saying? That's like,
Yeah.
okay, this person is able to do this and do that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's life changing, but at the same time it comes with a lot of jealousy and a lot of things. So pretty much like having money and having a certain status, being in my environment was like good and bad. So like
Right.
as far as my upbringing, it was pretty much like I had the best of both worlds. I was able to do what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. But at the same time,
Hmm.
I was young and I had to be able to understand and deal with having this amount of pressure and this amount of tension on my life.
Yeah, man. There's some good and bad in success, and that's literally in anything. And then like getting the big chunk of change at a very young age, man, can be kind of intoxicating to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
is
facts, bro.
tough. It's tough. You got to learn how to manage that money,
Yes.
and then you got probably some hungry people on the side trying to get their piece, and there's some snakes out there and rats. So you got to watch your surroundings.
Yes, yes. That was definitely something to experience and something to educate me for for the future. I'm glad I dealt with that
Definitely,
young.
yeah.
For real.
Definitely, definitely. Got to learn them lessons when you're young, man. So you grow up, and then you know how to handle your business. You know how to handle different situations. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Just because you
Facts.
learn them life experiences at a very young age. So, a little bit about your upbringing. To my understanding, you grew up in a musical family. Your parents were into music. Your, I believe it's your older sister. She sings, and your younger brother he produces and raps, and he's an artist. So, tell me a little bit about that. How was your childhood growing up in a musical family?
Well, with my family, it was like that was more like our family, thing, or our normal function, you know what I'm saying? So it's like basically with my family is like everybody was like musical, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had different talents, whether it was singing, producing, rapping, or
Right.
DJing. Like my father was a DJ, my mother was a former signed artist, she was a rapper and a singer. So it pretty much trickled down from my parents to the kids. So like basically my brother started doing like making beats and rapping, doing his own little music. I started to take music serious too. So I started producing my own beats,
Right.
recording it, you know. And then my sister, she started singing as well. She used to do like little shows and stuff around in the community and stuff for like the old folks and stuff like that. So it's like we all we all was in that space, in that same kind of, you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
family function, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what we known for doing. This is what we gonna do. Like to me, like my family is like the real empire, bro. Like the TV show Empire. My
Right. Yeah.
family, like my mother is the real life like cookie, like no
Cookie.
cap, bro. Like for real. Like and my dad is Lucius, bro. Like for real. That's how my family is, bro. Like it's the real deal. Like no cap.
Seems like a little bit of fun childhood, but I can definitely see the drama in it as
Yeah.
well. But the good thing is, man, you can look back at that childhood and be like, and really be like, your family stick through it throughout all the drama and the bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So it's definitely sounds like a good upbringing. When was the moment you decided like you're gonna take music seriously?
Well, honestly, I decided to take music seriously. I say like basically when I got the bag, like when I got my money, because like before
Mhm.
I was just like, writing rhymes and, putting things together, but I really never had the resources or the funds to actually go and make it, happen. So basically,
Right.
when I got money and I was able to move how I wanted to move and do what I wanted to do, I just spent like basically most of my time in a studio and recording. So
Mm.
like basically I started funding myself before I even, met up with the label and everything. You know what I'm saying? I just started doing it as a hobby. I was already doing music
Right.
growing up, so it's like when I got a chance to actually go to the studio, it was like I fell in love with, you know, basically how it was. You know what I'm saying? Like actually
Okay.
being in the studio, sitting there and actually doing the work, writing the songs, listening to the beats, kicking it with
Right.
the
Yeah.
engineers. It's like I actually love the production process. So basically, I just started doing that. Like
Yeah. No, man, that's what's up, man. Everyone got a little bit of different story when they got serious, and to me, I love hearing the different stories of like, yeah, this what happened. This is how I got serious, or it started as a hobby, and then my homeboy said, "Yo, man, you dope," and you're like, "Man, I would probably do this." Getting that recognition definitely can help. And a question: so, are you from New Jersey or from the VA?
Well, I'm born and raised from New Jersey, but I went to like Virginia, so I was living in like Roanoke, Virginia for like good 10 years. So
Oh, okay.
basically, like I got the same love and support out there in Virginia that I have back home in New Jersey because like I've been living in those places for like a lot of, you know what I'm saying, for like most of my life pretty much. So
Right.
like my
Yeah.
first half of my life was like in Jersey, and then my second half was like in Virginia. So